G'day guys, welcome to Mailbag Preview Caulfield Cup Day 2018. Josh, how are you?
G'day, Kenny fucking Powers.
Oh man, what's cracking?
Not too much. Excited for this card of the last day of the Caulfield Carnival.
Thank you to Mountain Goat. Your sponsorship is highly appreciated. God bless you all. Big card. Let's just try and kick through it. No real rundown. We're just going to have the two of us on this week and just sort of deep dive a little bit more into the races and not get lost in. Just see what happens. If you like this two people platform better, let us know. If you hate it, let us know. Up to you guys. Any races particular that you're keen on?
I think we'll just work through them and we'll see. I think it's a pretty good betting card.
I feel like if you're in a hole after 5 races,
You should get out.
stop.
Martingale out.
What's
Double up your bets. I think that's some really solid punting advice to just get out.
just go harder.
Just go harder. Just go chips in.
Chips
And like, if at the end of the day, if you're really in a hole, just stack it on Tom, because Huey's riding it for the first time ever, and he's going to ride really hard because he hasn't got many big rides coming up next week or anything.
Yeah, no. You reckon he's going to bump it out?
He might go full Rainier on it.
Yeah, I'm treating Hugh as a negative jockey change throughout the car.
We'll see.
Okay, let's kick off with race. Oh, I've gone early. I'm looking at Pakenham here. Hang on a second. Race 1 at Caulfield is a 1400 metre 3-year-old fillies race. Market is as follows. Delusions of an impressive, but still provincial win. Delusions, 360. Hulasa, 4s. Iowaze, 6s. ZZs, 7s. Longer the rest. The market's come for Iowaze. What are you doing?
Yeah, I think they've put that up 750 now. 6s. Frosty goes on. Look, in the race, I do. If this runs up to its maiden win, Weir's Delusions did a lot wrong. Gets Johnny Allen on. Is the one for me. I also think Zagos was a good win at Bendigo. Really hard to gauge on these maidens.
The 4th best last 200 of the day there.
It's quite exciting for. Was that a midweek Bendigo?
See, I kind of don't mind. You tell me what you think of this. My thinking is horses like Delusions, Zagos, even Roma Coney, they've closed really well versus the day from pretty low meetings and low times overall. But I've got this race going pretty slowly. So they're not going to... I don't think they're going to get overly exposed early.
No.
So they're hard to pen.
Yep.
The obvious horse for me is Colassa. It's back to fillies grade, Downing grade, not suited last start.
Yep. And it did come out.
Jordan on. Jordan's riding really well, except for the top of the range today at Moe, which is why we don't have viewer questions. I got a little bit distracted by Moe today.
Yeah. I think Colassa had a couple of excuses in there. Checked off at 400 last start when Wild Planet was a pretty good run. But yeah, the big drop in class. And obviously Zaziz, that was pretty well spruiked, I think, last start. Valley run, can't remember it too much, but don't think it had much luck in the run.
Craig gets on. Craig is flying. That's the only positive I could find for the horse.
Positive, but nothing much going here. I always enjoyed seeing these ones come from country maidens into the city and see how they go. As all the punters say at the track, Weir doesn't take them to the city if he doesn't think they're good enough.
Yeah, there's a severe lack of pace, which makes the race tricky for me to get too confident early. Colassa has to be your first selection and the obvious bet. Delusions, I think, will get to a bigger price than what it is now. It looks like it's sort of. I think it'll start closer to 4s than 3s. I would really respect any money for Zagos or Roma Coney. They're the two that I think have some hope here. But I'd be I'll be tipping 1 from 9, from 7, from 8. Race
Sounds good.
2 is a 400 metre race for the 3-year-old Colts and Geldings. Rainy air. After a little bit unlucky, but not overly unlucky. From last start, 260.
I think there's a bit
Yulong
of a
January,
reaction.
$4. Ring a ding ding, $7. Wild Planet 8, longer the rest. Even speed, I think Yulong January will lead. More than exceed gets a nice run. Kaplan pick. But DK Weir and Johnny Allen can roll forward.
Dom, the most Jewish horse in Australia, by some reports on Twitter this week. Interesting read.
Yeah, you probably
By the
can't get
media.
away with that sort of stuff, can you?
No, not sure.
Anyway, Bricktop Commander next. I think Rainier is going to be sort of 3 or 4 back the fence, and Ring a Ding will box it in. Wild Planet was slow away last start, and I think a much better run than Rainier was. A lot more merit to the run. It could though again be cast further back the rest. Really Swish hit the line good against Written By first up, then it sort of failed. I think it's got a case here. I think the 12 Kaplan Pitch. Don't know how to say that word. I'm sorry guys. Number 12 for DK or John Allen. I think it's got a case. It's overs. I think Wild Planet is a bet at 750. And I think at least I'm probably at least going to chop Ring a Ding Ding. It was really good at Bendigo, just like got the job done, professional. Rainier is priced here as if it won last start by 4 or 5 lengths, which it didn't and it wouldn't have. It's a horse that needs luck. It's not going to get luck here. It's buried fenced. It's got the same jockey on it who doesn't want to push out here and make it happen. I think it's suicidal to touch this horse near the price it is now, and it'll start much longer. Start closer to $3.50, $4.
Yeah, I
This
think.
is just wrong.
Yeah, I think.
Wild
Rainier-
Planet's run last start, in my opinion,
I think you got
was
to give it.
far superior.
Yeah, you got to give Wild Planet. You know, it's staying in similar grade here,
And they SP'd the same,
and
didn't they?
it's gone up 750 when it's running brutally, like 3 wide the trip. They didn't run exactly time early, but for me, like you got to give that more. It's drawn wide again, but I think it gets a bit of a suck run here. 3 wide maybe cover, especially if it's slow away. Rainier I'm the same. I can happily pot it at these odds. Yulong January though, if they run at a slow tempo, this could just like really just pinch it. It was the run up when it went to Sydney.
Did it go to Sydney chasing the wet?
Yeah, I'm not sure what they took it up there for, but yeah, interesting that the stable's taken a few up there with Big Blue last week. Big odds.
They're flying.
But yeah,
Off the border.
yeah, Mars flying. So yeah, that's going well. So we'll be chopping on that, but more so on Wild Planet. Don't mind Secret Blaze, however, where it sits in the run.
You were tipping that last prep.
Was I?
I reckon you were.
Oh, I think it was when I was at Pakenham maybe.
Sandown.
There. Or Sandown.
On the one.
Yeah. Second up gets Curry on, which I've seen Chris Camilleri tweets about the Curry McAvoy on Twitter a bit. They're going at a really good clip.
I went to school with Chris.
Yeah, knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Very good man.
Switched on.
A good judge, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting. It's just drawn wide. Yeah, it's definitely got the class of these, but yeah, just the wide gate. More than exceed.
So
Just
you're
really-
agreeing that Rainier is the wrong price?
Yeah.
Well, they both. Rainier's SP $3 last start. Wild Planet $3.80.
Yeah, it's just
why are they now?
yeah.
Question is, if you want to back Wild Planet, which we're sort of both thinking we might, when do you go?
I don't know. There wasn't much. There was a small bit of money for it
I think
last start,
there's
wasn't
a
it?
chance it just sort of just drifts out to double figures here. I think maybe get half your stake on now.
I
I
don't
reckon
know.
a mounting up mail, how could it breathe without it? And then launch.
Yeah, I think it'll be solid. If it drifts to like 12 or something, you'd be sort of concerned. One that I sort of liked, its kite and wind coming up to bigger company from the maidens was one to watch would be Zatori. SP fairly short, however it was impressive. Was run to suit. D-Lane gets the ride there for Alan Zara.
Times are very good.
Gets a nice
there at,
Gets a nice gate.
Kyneton.
Yeah, was a nice time. It's run.
What a beautiful joint Kyneton is too. Even if you only go there for 4 races.
It's got some decent form lines there behind Vacillator, Fighting Harada, the unluckiest horse in Australia, and Scottish Road. So yeah, that'll be an interesting one at odds, which I'm happy to maybe tip each way in the race. But yeah, definitely Wild Planet here.
I thought the Autumn Sun probably the most unlucky horse in Australia. If it's any other stable, it probably wins Cox Plate.
Or Yucatan.
Oh, Yokitan.
Yeah.
Yokitan.
How's
That's
it?
South African.
how's-
Yokitan. Can I have a cigarette, huh? I'd love a cigarette. I haven't had one for over a month, huh? Absolutely stinging for a fence and edges smooth, my man.
Right, let's get on to race 3.
I can drink too. Race 3, 1,000 metres, Group 2. Eduardo, incredibly brave and very, very expensive. Second placing, $3.40. Bonds Away ran third that day, $5.50. Spending to Win beat these two, or beat Eduardo last start at Caulfield. Has had a month between runs, almost $5.50. Quilista back to 1,000, $7.50. Miss Leonidas, who capitulated in the mounting yard last start, $9.50. Longer the rest. Really good speed here. I think they'll only go even because there's so much speed they'll sort of not all want to go.
Yeah.
Super Tool lead. Eduardo should come across. Malibu Style will kick up. Leonidas will box seat. Spending to Win has a decision to make, so does She Knows. I think if they're both negative, they'll probably really hurt their chances. Bonds Away will get a lovely run.
Yeah.
Do you want me to just go ahead and declare what I want to do here?
You can declare what you want.
I think Super 2 is huge price here. Huge price. Winker's first time. It gets Craig on, who's flying, loves cash. This is a Group 2 race, thank you. Photos, presentations, speeches, he loves it. He's suspended, I think, after this week too.
Is he?
Or for that ride on the 2-year-old last week. He's going to have a little bit of time off. He wants to just bank as much of this good cash as he can.
Yeah.
This is a good chance of winning here. This is massive odds. It's each way all day. This thing SP favourite versus Fat Na 2 months ago. Fat Na's running good races since. I think most horses here are capable of winning. I'm happy to be against Malibu Style, concussion plates first time. And this map from 6 with concussion plates, don't know where it's going to land.
Interesting that
Quilista, I don't want 1,000 metres. Yeah, Oliver.
He's booked on.
Yeah, well, Oliver from 6 with a horse that needs to be positive. We're not at Mornington here. He was horrendous at Caulfield. His ride on Oregon State was dull and lacked initiative and costed the race, in my opinion. Leonidas could bounce back and win, but it's got to really, really step up anyway. It and Eduardo are the 2 horses with upside. I prefer Eduardo's map to Leonidas, but I don't prefer. I think $3 is poisonous. I thought She Knows and Spending to Win were the value outside of Super 2, so I'm tipping 5 to beat 7, to beat 4, to beat 6.
I'm pretty keen on Bonds Away here. McAvoy goes on from Zara, and I feel like they ran along just too quick at the that last run in the I'm Excited race, which allowed it to come over the top. At a pretty damn slow last 400.
It's amazing.
It's just trotted down the outside. And it's just
that inside camera they do at Flemington.
Yeah.
And you couldn't even see I'm Excited.
And it's gone. I'm Excited has actually gone to the inside, and then it's had time to go to the outside and just waltz down the outside. So I think those ones. Eduardo and Bonds Away. They've tacked on, but Eduardo at these odds is just. It seems a bit crazy.
It's kind of like any horse. You can make a case for most horses in the race.
Yeah.
I'm just betting around the odds.
Yeah.
Like I have marked most of them about the same price, and I'm getting the huge odds Super 2, who's gonna, I'm sure, will be on the bunny, make its own luck.
Yep. Spot on. But for me, Bonds, I think will get a nice ride. Probably sit a bit more positive. I think maybe.
It won't need to though.
But
Whatever
the thing is,
happens,
if they
it's
run-
sweet. It's going to
yeah.
run to its rhythm.
If they run slow
Yeah.
though, then it's just going to allow for Super 2 to kick up and go on to win, I think. But Callista is also an interesting one for me. Weir's dropped it back to 1,000 after going to 1,200 when it wasn't overly suited. I thought this thing was like a genuine horse, like last prep. Had some group wins and fillies and mares company though. So it might be sort of outclassed here, but it's not too strong.
Oh, it's a good horse.
But
Done.
Keeping watch on the betting there.
Race 4, 1,100 metres, fillies and mares. Market is as follows. From Within, $3.90. Soothing for $4.20. Grey Shadow, $4.80. Jorda, 10s. Nieta, 12s. Longer the rest. Fast speed here. Work from home's got speed. Creativity should go forward. You're not sure though, because last time they sort of tried to sneak, cost it the race. Atlantica speed from Within will kick up from 3. Carnival has enough speed to be forward. Akumi, Soothing gets a nice run. Essence of Terror, Egyptian Bullet, I'm not sure where they land. I thought Nieta and Jorda get really nice runs. Good speed, just roll off the back of that. I think Jorda, Soothing and Nieta will swing real wide and be flashing here. And I think Nieta is a great bet each way. This horse is coming from the Group 1 Maya against the boys back to a listed fillies and mares race.
Yeah, it's a big
Just
indicator that it's just
Tick. I'd like to see some market support, but I'll be happy to take anything like down to $7, even shorter.
not scared about its willingness to win. This horse seems a long while between drinks, but
I just think it's just a perfect race for it.
Yep.
It's real good speed. I think Grey Shadow's inside of it. Jorda's flying.
Yep.
And I think Jorda or Soothing, who's flying, will give it a good suck into the straight too. There's a good like way to get into the straight. I think Jorda, Nieta and Soothing are the ones I think are the most likely winners.
Yeah, I think I agreed. Soothing worked home when not suited last start at Caulfield. In the Grey Shadow race. I think Grey Shadow will get a bit of a sticky run here, sort of back the fence. They can ride it more positive as they did last start. And it just pinched it in that it was basically run to suit, I thought, that last start.
Yeah,
It ran pretty slow. Didn't beat too much in Fragonard and Miss Leonidas. I also think Egyptian Bullet here could get that sort of a suck run if they
You're a
do go.
bullet man, aren't you?
If they go over the top, it could just get a nice run over the top. Has long lengths behind Nature Strip last prep, but yeah, not too confident in this race.
I think that Nature Strip race was when I lost $2,000 on it. Was it? It was this horse.
Who'd you lose to, grand? Order of Command.
No, I lost it on Type Cooler Spirit and this thing beat me. That's right.
Yeah.
It was at Flemington, down the
Yeah.
straight. So I hate this horse. There's a bias there.
There's a definite bias. Alright, let's get off this
Hard race?
horror race and move on.
Yeah, Nieta's a good bet for me each way. Keen. Race number 5 is a 2,000 metre Group 3 for 3-year-old fillies. Market very elegant, 250. Graceful glamour. Pause. Aristia. Walshy. 750. Pressure, which is a great middle bounder on Saturday. 9s. For 2, 18s, longer the rest. Yulong Meteor, $19. Sizzle Me, 21s. I think they go pretty quick here. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a messy map, isn't it?
Messy and therefore quick.
Yeah. Who sort of like graceful kick up, try lead, pressure.
Pressure will lead. Collectible should maybe cross and go
Could cross.
forward. Very elegant, I think, can land a lot further forward than it did last start.
Yep.
It looked like it was just 0 and 10. It still landed like midfield, further even forward than midfield.
Yep.
It's going to be very hard to beat, but I do not want to touch 250.
Could get a sticky run again. Could be similar cases to Rainier getting another sticky run.
Sizzle
Draw
Me,
inside.
trial big, blinkers on.
Very, very
Cindy.
promising.
Benny Mellum. He loves cash.
Probably Spurs.
If he's got spurs on, you've got to have a little bit on yourself.
Yeah.
Aricia, Walshy's horse, he's right in this. I thought his run was as good as Very Elegant's last start. Just he was cast and just ran into us.
Kept running up the rail.
He's drawn one here. Probably going to do the same thing again.
Yeah.
Horse, I think, will run a really good race. Don't know if it'll win. I think it'll run really well in the Oaks. Is Yulong Meteor. Kirama and the tripod, Mickey Walker. The good speed will suit. This horse really looked like it had a lot to offer last start and just sort of had a little bit of a look. I think it'll run well here. I suspect they'll put the blinkers on it for the Oaks and be very hard to beat in the Oaks. But this is a race where I don't really want to bet because I'm not convinced many are actually set to win here.
No, that's true. It's not their grand final today. But yeah, Yulong Meteor, that Graceful Glamour race Oaks trial was the run of the race, that's for sure. It's promising.
You'd be keen Graceful Glamour a bit, wouldn't you? It can win.
Yeah, it can win, but yeah, is it gonna peak today? Who knows? Did Tim Clark ride?
Yep, it came down the road.
Came down the road.
Really well.
That's pretty indicative.
It was pretty strong.
Yeah, it was a strong run over 1800. Solid tempo, and it just tacked on. Really kicked in the last 400. I thought when Yulong Meteor was coming over the top.
400, 500 out. You thought Yulong moral.
Yeah,
on the bit.
yeah, and then it just found this extra step.
So what are you doing?
Probably staying out of this one, as you said, but probably spec a couple at longer odds. Aristia definitely, Sizzle Me. Maybe Yulong Meteor 1 by 3. Just because of that super impressive Oaks trial run.
Right, race 6. The non-betting classic over 2,000 metres, Group 3 odds. Extra Brute 280. Thinking Big 380. Sikorsky $6. Longer the rest. I don't want to say that one. Thinking Big will lead. Sikorsky will OSL. Luid Legends got speed. Tabby Run speed. Chapada. How do you say that one? Chapada? Chapada. There's no R or double A there, but Chapada. Extra Brute gets a lovely run. Look, I keep it pretty simple. Extra Brute's a star. Thinking Big. Scurry thinks is a derby horse, so it'll run good here. Be hard to catch.
Yep.
Again, like the race before, don't think it's much of a betting race. If you're sick enough and you must bet, I think that not a single cent for Kirama and the Tripod Walker is a good each way bet here. If this horse is right, which you'll know from the Mount Yard Mail, it'll get a soft run and hit the line pretty hard here. It's the sort of missed horse, I think, in the market.
Yeah, I probably don't agree there.
Good. That's what we want. We want some.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit keen on Tabarun. However, the concussion plates do go on, which is a bit of a negative. Not overly suited in the Thinking Big race, which is a massive drop in class from the Group 3.
I thought can't win.
Can't win.
Case it won't run a hole.
Probably not.
You're
Now
getting
that
$3.20. That's not a fair bet, by the way.
No. Look, anyway, it's not. I don't love this race at all, but I am.
Yeah, I think one of the best blokes in racing.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a lovely thing you said about Jai?
Zhao
on Twitter.
Yeah, he's good mate Zhao. He said.
All class. I thought it was really honourable.
Really nice.
With someone, yeah.
And nice comments on the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, about their trip to Japan. Cash.
Yeah, cash is king.
Cash is king. But anyway, Thinking Big comes down here. What's its aim?
Derby.
Derby.
Yeah.
It's the Derby.
Scurry's declared this as a Derby horse.
So maybe will be ridden maybe quiet. You reckon it'll pick up and lead? Yeah. But yeah,
see, that's like, you know how I'm worried that horses aren't sort of.
They're not going to run to their ability.
This thing can still just win because it's put on the pace.
Yeah.
If I had to bet, I'd rather back Thinking Big than Extra Brute at the prices.
Oh, 100%. I think Extra Brute was strong last start, but I'm happy to sort of take those on.
But there was also a little bit of Tours de France about last
There's a little
start,
bit of
wasn't there?
tactics.
A little
Yeah,
bit of like
tactics.
late hemi, late drifty, all of a sudden tactical. Oh, that really
tactic
set it up,
change.
didn't it?
Yeah.
Nicely for extra brute. Bang, hit the line.
What was the one that ran along at the? It was
Savoy.
Savoy. Yeah, Savoy ran along, just sort of couldn't handle it. Just let it go.
It was quite interesting. It hemorrhaged the other way, drifted heavily late while extra brute was just everyone was shoving, and then Savoy went 6 lengths faster than it's ever gone in its life.
Yeah.
Which didn't help it. Which the betting in the last 3 minutes told you would happen.
Yeah, sometimes.
Interesting. I thought it was fascinating.
Sometimes maybe indicative. Can Sikorsky win?
A little bit like today, 60s groove, since the peg. One's coming in, one's going out. Just follow the money.
Pretty sure the 60s is just a better horse.
Well, you and the market thought that late.
Maybe that's just.
Well, the
ratings
bookies didn't
intelligence.
because they opened up Snit's peg favourite.
Yeah, well, I think that was wrong. It's coming out of Morphettville, the other one was coming out of Bendigo.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, fuck. Anyway, what are we doing there? Thinking big if we have to.
Yeah, it could be like real chips in thinking big.
Your roughies, Tabby Run, mine's not a single cent. Race 7, Group 3, Cooney Cup over 2,000 metres. Best of days, 3:30. Trap for Fools, still going around, 4:40. 60s Groove, still in the market, won't be surely, but if it is, it's 7:50. Lifeless Ordinary, 8:50. Prize Icon, 9's longer than the rest. Matt, I thought they go pretty even tempo here. Trap for Fools will lead. He likes to get there and then walk. Prize Icon. Negative jockey change. Ollie off, Hugh on. We'll get a great ride here though, I think. Sits outside lead, surely.
Yep.
He will not take on Trap for Fools, so they'll just cruise.
Yep.
Tally could go forward here. Should go forward. If it does, it's a bet. Sir Charles Road, box seat. Samovair around the mark, best of days, gets a nice run from 5. Rest of them bring it up. I'm not overly keen here, but I just think best of days looks at borderline moral.
I just don't know if it's exerted too much energy last start and given it all up to chasing down Furion.
Who ran the best times in the whole day?
Best of days.
Furion.
Followed by best of days.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was better than the bigger races.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a.
What price is Furion here?
Oh.
$1.80? $1.70?
Maybe not. $2 more.
There's stuff shorter.
I'll be giving you $2 more. But I think the ones that are set real nice up in the prep is Prized Icon, as you said, get a nice
PRs, doesn't it?
Yeah, one out, one back. Also, I think Lifeless Ordinary is ready to peak.
Do you think it wants the even tempo, a slow tempo, or a fast tempo? I can figure it out. I agree with that.
But the thing is, they could go slow here. It's hard to work out. Its win at Flemington was off a real slow tempo. Funny enough, last prep when it was fourth up.
I think it's going to go slowish tempo here, so maybe I'll be suited.
Yeah,
Sir Charles Road was good too.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good last start against Night's Watch. But yeah, happy to sort of spec. I sort of like playing those two sort of on the map, just like Prize Icon and Lifeless Ordinary sort of out the back.
Samovair's gone.
Muhammad Davis was big last start.
Well, it beat Royal Ace, who it pissed in at Maui today, but it was box seat in the peloton, 3 wide trip, and it was just towed in by the other weird horse, and the other weird horse just pulled out, let him face the breeze and kick home and win, and also pinned in the rest of the field. It was beautiful fucking team riding by Dicko.
Yeah,
they are the best ever.
I just sort of, I can't believe the price here on sort of Trap for Fools. But, like, I could also see it kicking back up and just keeping its form there after its good wins at the Valley. But
how can Prize Icon be double its price?
Yeah, that's what I don't get. Like, I think Trap for Fools has almost done this prep. Almost.
Yeah, like, it's going to be pretty messy, vulnerable mentally. Caulfield Cup many male if Trap for Fools wins this race, because I've probably done my complete number.
Yeah, I think Prize Icon is set. It is doing a lot wrong lately.
It was slaughtered though, like it was slaughtered last start.
But yeah, happy to be on it.
Paraded poorly and slaughtered. It can really improve.
I like it in the prep.
Race 8, the Mountain Goat Caulfield Cup over 2,400 metres is Group 1. Kingswood Dream, $5. Youngstar, 6. The Cliffs of Moher, 7s. Ace High, 11s. Homsman, 11s. Best Solution, 15. Zitaj Mahal, 17s. Night's Watch, 17s. Longer the rest. Let's not go on about this forever, right?
No.
We're going to try and do something on the podcast for the podcast members with Drew, who's much more over this sort of race than I am. You're quite good at the internationals.
Yeah. Interested to see. I don't think, I just want to see
What's your top 4 internationals?
Just interested to see how Chestnut Coat hits the line here. I do love
Yuga Kawada.
I do love the Cliffs of Moher.
I wonder what he's going to say when we yell at him over the fence. Yuga!
I know what to do.
Are you snicking? Say what?
Let's calm down a bit
What
here.
was that?
Chestnut Coat, really interested to see how it runs. I don't think it's a chance here first up. Best Solution, be a real interesting run. I think that's going for a spot in the cup. But yeah, Cliffs of Moher is obviously amazing run last week after being very sweaty in the yard.
Yeah, and why are they running it here? They must think they're going to win.
7-day back up in distance.
They're already in the Melbourne Cup, surely.
Yeah.
I'd assume in the Melbourne Cup, right? These blokes, all they give a fuck about is the big races. So if they're racing here, they think they're going to win. Yep. They're trying to win the Caulfield Cup with this horse.
And Huey's gone on for the Irish Tees. Aidan O'Brien and co. But yeah, it's going to be hard to beat. Although, so out of the rest, what do you think? Youngstar, Pete, maybe?
I was really surprised at how, its times weren't near as good as other horses here. Other Australian horses.
Yeah, I can't actually.
I think it's the second most impressive horse I've seen parade outside of the Autumn Sun this prep, this season. I thought Kingswood Dream deserves to be favourite on the punting form stuff that I've looked at. Cliffs of Moher is the international that I think can win. I thought, what was I going to say? I thought the Taj Mahal, Gaelic Chieftain and Night's Watch are all overs. Particularly Gaelic Chieftain. That's probably where I'm going to lean to come race day.
Have we got any...
Gaelic Chieftain was backed to beat Yuki Tan last week before that horse fucking turned into fail up. Given a peach by fucking J-Man. It was last coming out of the straight. Have you watched the replay?
I was on the inside, right?
He clicked it up. I'm going to sit in midfield, or they're going to side, click up again, I'll lead, and I'll see you. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was peach.
Gaelic Chieftain was back to beat it. Dean Yendall, he's going to push and prod his way out and get a run here. He doesn't give a fuck about this week.
Yeah, he's just a...
do you really think that if Cliffs of Moher from barrier 3 with Hugh Bowman on, do you reckon Hugh's going to get out of my way on coming?
Oh, Hugh on an inside gate.
Hugh on the inside gate is a pen job. It's bad.
It's right in the air.
It's no good.
Yeah.
Cliffs of Moher is an obvious choice to tip, but from barrier 3, it's with Hugh Bowman on, is not a great bet.
It looked good last week, but I'm happy to take it on sort of at the price.
Should have seen it parading too. It's sweating like
a pig. Jeez.
Like you're
just dripping.
I used to play there. No.
I think I'm happy with Ace High here. I think it's big odds. It's proven to stay the trip. I think it should have really won the Derby against Lavendi. It came off a solid win there. It looked like it was doing, back into its stride last start against it somewhat, flashing late. And it just waltzed past Egg Tart. The only thing...
Egg Tart got beat by fucking Moss and Bale last week.
Yeah, well, Egg Tart's
Moss and Dale.
They're going for the cup with Egg Tart. That's the news.
What's that nail?
It's a good horse. The Malatta brothers from Moe Chicken
No.
Shop.
Alright, what's your 4 in order?
Alright, 4 in order for the cup. I'll go
And how you betting?
Kings Will Dream to take out the most. Ace High to take second most. I'm just happy to sort of 2-horse race here, I think.
Okay.
I do have a futures bet on Cliffs and Moa at a big price, but this is
Well, I've probably
this is
got to
poison
get
now.
out. I think if you get out, you'll win.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you will. I'm tipping 14 Kings Will Dream, from 16 Garlic Chieftain, from 20 Jaymar, from the 7 Taj Mahal. I'd bet, say, have 100 Kings Will Dream to win 500. Have 20 Garlic Chieftain to win a grand. Probably even more. 70s there on the fair. And have, 20 Jaymar to win about 2 grand again.
If it gets a spot.
If it gets a run.
Which
To win about 1,000.
Nice one. What about if there's any rain, then Gaelic might be even a bit of a stronger bet.
Yeah, I just don't think it's not a race that I don't want to spend heaps of money on it. Like if I was battling on the day, or if we're going really well at the moment. If we were struggling, I'd probably just have $10 and go at Chieftain if I was telling people what to do.
Yep.
It's a really hard race.
Yeah, it's a hard race.
Kings Will Dream looks the obvious, and it gets a lovely run.
And I think one we haven't touched on is Homesman, who
I don't want to be on the speed here. I know they won on the speed last year, but it's going to be run fast here. Surely the horses like Kings Will Dream will be as far forward as you want to be. I'd say. I think it'll land midfield. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Race 9, Tristark Stakes, 400 metres, Group 2 for mares. Invincibella $4, Savatiano $4.80, Ella Kazoom 7s, Invincible Gem 9s, Prompt Response 9s, Shamuk $9.50, and Booker Zara off, lane on $12. Backs up after being slaughtered last week and costing us a fortune. Fast run race, Shamuk will lead, Prompt Response to be forward, Miss Siska's got speed, Bella Martini's got good speed, Booker has speed. Don't know what they'll do though, they snicked it last week. And then the rest, it's quite busy here, so I think there'll be good amount of speed. Look, I couldn't find an angle at all here. I'm not tried. I'm not backing Booker on the back up, I don't like back up.
Not over sprint distance,
Yeah, no. By now, this is a 9th race off the card. What's the track do on? Blah blah blah.
Savatiano is another one of these ones that's just got stuck in. Does it beat Invincibella last start? I don't think it does, but a lot of people saying that was another slaughter out of that Flemington meeting.
There's a lot of kick talking.
Yeah, there is. Saying things would have won, but each their own. That's how you do your post-race analysis. Invincibella is flying.
Bella Martini's flying.
Bella Martini is the one that I'm very interested in.
It crossed the line with the Lima Star.
Yep.
Lima Star's gone out and won 2 good races since.
Yep, and it's kept up, and that's probably a good form one to go off. I think
It's huge odds here.
Huge odds. Is it still 19?
No, 22 is the fair.
22 is on the fair. It's unreal. Where's it sort of map? Little like one out, one back sort of thing?
I think. See, they have Shamuk, don't they? Well, that's Gay.
Yeah, Shamuk's.
So Shamuk's going to go and lead with Gay's other one. Yeah, I think he's going to sit one back, one off.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how Shamuk comes down here and lines up.
Trouble is though, Shamuk could piss in, Prompt Response could piss in, Booker can win, Bring Me Roses can win, Invincible can win, Aloysia, if it returned to its best, wins. Invincible Gem, Chris Lee's flying, Sabatino's good, Ella Kazoom ran the biggest figure of the last 2 months outside Group 1 races.
Yep, Ella Kazoom.
Free Hearted, Dicko Weir, what the fuck? Every horse here is capable. Bella Martini is the best way to play the race in my opinion, but oh god, it's a big race. Deep race.
Very deep. Yeah, Alakazam.
Lady Cramac's coming off a good win at Cranbourne. Fat. I think it was Friday night. I was there.
Why is
I
this,
got a fair bit out of
this
it.
is the one that's just like confused. Why have they taken it?
Yeah, see what price it started too? Like it started $6 at
Oh,
Cranbourne.
yeah, that's right, yeah. Oh, is this the one? Yeah, this was the one.
They got the gap.
Did you see the great interview with Kevin Corstens after?
No.
I think he was pulling a leg. It was a good interview. He said, "Oh yeah, had some fun with his horse. I just play with it down at the beach. It's great fun. Just play some games and stuff." Is this grade 4 PE class, Kevin?
Well, Kevin's trying to win us. And probably
It's backing
charging
up.
fuck all
This
day too.
This is probably pissing.
Imagine it got well.
Don't think it will. But good luck to him.
Anything else?
Bella Martini for me.
Maybe
Maybe
the
a
same
mental,
horses, a lot of the pressure's on the show.
maybe mental health bet on Booker.
No.
And like prompt is just a proven. At
Proper
class.
horse.
But you know, spec the long odds here in case gays take each other on.
Alright, race 10, Group 3. Group 3, race 10 over 1400 metres. Again. Peaceful State, $4. Dreamforce, 5s. Tommy Melbourne, $6. Mr. Sneaky, 6s. Music Magnate, $7.50. Sir Coney, $10. Perast, $14. The Mad Puller, as Scoot likes to call it.
Puller.
Mad Puller.
Didn't pull too well down the straight.
I think Perast, the Mad Puller, will pull its way across and lead. Sir Coney should do the same. Burning Front, I think it's cast and gone, but it gets a nice run. If it's not, Dreamforce, box seats, Tom Melbourne forward, and maybe cast if Burning Front kicks up.
Could be cast. Huey's first ride on it.
I think they go even to fast here, and Mr. Sneaky and Peaceful State, they're most likely to that they're going to be running on and winning.
I think
They're the two I want to be with in the race. Pretty simple. They're the two I'm interested in here.
Who was the first one?
Mr. Sneaky.
Yeah, could be, but I don't know if there's going to be enough tempo.
I think he gets
in
home
this,
off
but
the
yeah, I
top.
think Perast will really kick up and pull away.
It's a mad puller.
It's a mad puller. Music Magnate can definitely find here. Jockey plus change. Hugh to Zachary. Burton.
You reckon that's positive?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's massive positive.
Yeah.
Hugh to fucking Winona Costin's really positive.
Yeah. Don't know if there's
No,
enough.
that's not fair. I don't mean a bad one. It actually would be a positive, but
I just don't know if there's enough pace in this race for Peaceful to run on. I mean, I do want to be on it.
it
But
gets home off. It doesn't need a lot of pace. It's not a proper like big time horse yet.
And how about
It likes to walk in the sprint.
How about the alternate trainer change here? Peter Morgan to John Southwell.
I think that's a negative.
That's a negative. It's backing up. And he discussed on moving on the mic here at No Betting Brokes that he wanted to actually
Don't
take.
ever bring up the non-betters and what their content is.
He actually
Yeah,
wanted
okay.
to take Linda off.
Yeah, so here's just a thought I have. And tell me what you think. A lot of people kicked up a stink when the horse didn't lead last week. Now it's trained by John Sadler. I doubt he's going to say, Linda, I want you to lead.
Well, he wasn't happy with. He voiced his opinion on.
Yeah, I
on
doubt
the great
it'll
segment called
lead.
Moody on the mic.
It might not lead. It should lead, but it might not.
Yeah. Look,
When it doesn't lead, I won't be going, oh fuck, that's a shock.
but if it gets a lead, you want to sort of back it.
If it parades how it can, I know how it walks when I want to back it. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
It didn't do it last week.
I think for me, I'll probably wait to back into run Saccone, like you said, if it leads. And also, Peaceful State is probably just.
Timmy
another
Clark
bit.
rates
He's out the
leaders
$5.
pretty well though, I reckon, from what I've seen.
Yeah, apparently his stats on leaders
And
are
he's on a mad puller here.
phenomenal. Was he on? He was on an R start though. No, he wasn't. Stevie was on it.
Stevie off.
Stevie's a pretty mad puller.
It's just
though.
lost 30 years of experience off its back, but also it's got a bit more vigour with young
It's
Timothy
Timmy.
Clark.
He's a big puller.
Well, I'm not gonna say. He's a good jockey. Tim Clark's a good jockey, one of the best from Sydney.
I like Tom Melbourne, cast 3 wide, but
I don't like the map.
the
I
whole
don't like
nation, the nation's going to be on it. Like, sort of chips in. Like, it's Tom. It's the last bet of the day. It's
I don't know how he's
Hughes
gonna
had a
get
great
suspended.
day.
How's he gonna get suspended?
Oh, well, he's going to get suspended here. Like, somehow, Paras will get cast
Chris
even wider.
Samoa wins the Caulfield Cup. He's pushed his way through and he misses Cox Plate.
I thought you were going to say he misses right on Tom Melbourne, like some immediate
No,
suspension.
he misses the ride on the Cox Plate, and then who rides it?
See, doesn't that concern you if you were back in Cliffs at Moa? That this guy is riding.
That's
like,
what I said. I've
yeah.
said that. That's why I'm not betting the horse.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's drawn 3 and doesn't have gate speed. Anyway, we're talking about the Caulfield Cup. We're doing race 10.
Yeah.
Anything you want to do?
Even though I said I don't know if the pace is going to be on, I think I'll be back in Peaceful State. Probably just somehow win. Like it always does.
Best bet.
Best bet of the day. I'll let you go first.
Best bet of the day. Race 3, number 5, Super 2. Value on the day. Race 4, number 6, Nieta. And race 9, number 8, Bella Martini. Lay of the day is race 2, number 4, Rainier.
Yeah, alright. My best of the day would have to be race 3, number 3, Bonds Away. The best value for me is Wild Planet in second, number 1. And I'm just going to follow you in there on the lay and be Rainier as well. Just to really, like, chips going in on the lay.
Alright. Thank you, mate.
What's the case bet cut?
Oh, shit.
Oh, obviously.
Caulfield Cup.
Caulfield Cup. What are you taking?
Garlic Chieftain.
Sweet. I'll take Ace High.
Well, hang on a second. It's a little bit short in the market, I think. No, you can't have ace on.
Can't have Ace High. Alright.
$20 is your mark. You got to take international. Take the Doritos. Know you love them.
I got the chestnut call.
Alright, Mounty Yard Mail, Caulfield Cup. I'll be there.
Good luck.
We'll have somewhere in Perth. I think it's back to Ascot actually.
Yeah, I think it is Pete.
Pete is flying. Get on board. And I think Rob's actually going to Newcastle. So that's his home ground. He'll be keen. He'll be going well. He filled up on Wednesday. So have a good weekend. Bye.